Good. So welcome to Thursday's Qigong. My name's Jnanadaya. I'm in the main shrine room of the London Buddhist Centre. Currently, there's some sort of fashion shoot going on today. I don't know what's going on, but it's a little bit not as it normally is. Also, we have Richard here today. So this, I think, it's the first to have somebody not from the communities supporting the tech team. So big thank you to Richard. Do you want to quickly come around and say hello? This is Rich. People may know Richard from online. This is Richard from across the road. What's your name?
There is no new thing.
There is no new thing. You might know him as There Is No New Thing, Richard. Anyway, so he's here doing tech. Hippolyte's here as well, helping out. And today, I think that the subject is grounding the mind. So we'll be doing a little bit more earth, maybe a kind of fairly slow class. Thank you, Hippolyte. Good, and start with the usual warm-ups. Hi to Paul and Adriana, I know you're here, and other people as well. So, good. So let's start warming up. Feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent, and swinging the arms. So that's good. It's very nice to have Richard here. Richard also does the flowers, and we chose these hydrangeas together yesterday. Oh yeah, so we also bought some white ones which wilted at an alarming rate. So apparently there's a technique where you can cut the stems in a particular way, so diagonal and then another slit. But you can also dip the heads of hydrangeas in water, so the hydrangeas, they can drink water up through the heads. So I've done that. I've left them in water for 3 hours. So well, by the end of this class it'll be 3 hours, so we can take them out and see whether the white ones have perked up a bit. So that's the hydrangeas, and that's Richard as well. So yeah, so we're just warming up, helping the blood circulate, helping the chi to circulate a bit more freely. And if you want, you can raise the fingers on the uplift a little bit, and also raise the toes. So entirely up to you. And the two keys are the hands don't come much above the heart area, and they don't touch. So you don't want the arms or hands touching, and just swinging the arms. And we'll do this for about 5-10 minutes. Those hydrangeas are amazing, actually. I really like them. Okay, and just looking ahead, just relaxing. So if you want, you can put on some nice music. If you're doing Qigong with a friend, you can talk to them. Just relax, let the Qi do its thing. It's quite unusual, very unusual to have Richard. Normally Richard's sort of somewhere else. He's normally here, but not in person. Always here. He's always here. So maybe I'll get some input from Richard during the class. See if he's got any particular favorite positions. It means he won't be able to sneak off to the kitchen for a cup of tea.
I do it in the kitchen.
Okay. You won't have heard that, but he does it in the kitchen, though. He doesn't have to sneak off to the kitchen because he's in the kitchen. Good.
Do you keep the balls of your feet on the mat? Is it just the toes that go up, or is it the whole foot?
Which is asking whether it's the whole foot or just the toes that rise, and it's really just the toes. I guess some of the ball of the feet might come up, but it's really the toes that come up. So tonight we have our second semi-live class. So we're kind of opening the centre to a limited number of people, about 16 people. I think they've been booked out. So I can't remember the title. Do you remember what the title of tonight's class is. It's something like it's on. I know it's on spiritual friendship, and it's Subhadramati and Kuslasara. That's from 7 o'clock tonight with a live audience, or live in-house audience. And then just to remind you again about the summer retreat that's coming up 2nd to the 9th of August. Do check that out. That will be worth exploring. It'll be with Maitreya Bandhu and Suragupta, Jnanadaya, Garbhavati, Subhadramati, in conjunction with Brixton and Sheffield and Cambridge. I think a few others sent Dublin as well. And there'll be talks, meditation, ritual, breakout groups. I know people are taking a whole week off work to do it, so that could be a good thing to do. Rich is he's trying to read and also do the arm swinging.
No one said anything.
No one said
It's
anything.
not very chatty.
It's not very chatty. It's a bit hard to chat and do qigong, isn't it? A little bit hard to do that. Actually, normally it's just Richard, Paul, Adriana, well, a few other people. I think in the early days, people chatted a bit more.
People.
Okay, that's good. I quite like the arm swinging. After a while, it just gets to just quite like doing it. But we will stop in a minute.
Show me the bounce. I never figured out.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Rich is asking about the bounce, which I often forget to do. Guillem's a big one for bouncing. So the bounce is just you're swinging the arms and then you kind of just bounce. So you can do that every 10, 15 arm swings if you want. Just swing the arms and then oops. Something like that. Anyway, I'm not a big bouncer. So I'm probably not the best technique adept bouncer there is. Okay, just shake hand. Okay, good. And then hands on hips, and we'll just circle the hips, keeping the head fairly steady so that the neck also gets a bit of a rotation. And you can do nice big circles of the hips. You can do smaller ones if you wish, but they can be quite nice and big. And we'll go one way and then the other. I think I've exhausted all the plugs I can think of.
Will you be doing qigong during your retreat?
Yeah, I think so. So there'll be qigong during the summer retreat and yoga as usual. So there'll be at lunchtime bodywork class.
A bigger audience, probably.
Maybe a bigger audience for that. Before I start to wear them down one by one. I was thinking bodywork. I was thinking of there's a souped up car place just by Cambridge Heath Station. Do you know that? They do like alloy wheels and tinted glass window screens and hi-fi systems. It's probably quite a good place to take your car.
Take all this stuff.
What, soup it up? It's nice to be kind of coming back to normal a little bit. Even having Richard here today is a bit more like a normal normal access. I think soon enough we'll be having a limited. I think the shop will be open for a limited period of time, sometime in August, I think. And a few other things where people will be able to come to the centre.
How about these classes? Could they have just 2 or 3 people in yoga?
For yoga or qigong, maybe. It's not being mooted, but it's possible. Okay, let's go the other way. It'd be nice to do an energy circle. I don't have enough people to do an energy circle.
Nice class.
They're stunning, those. The blue is lovely. My gran had a big hydrangea bush in her garden in Devon.
Did you put copper coins in the soil? That was a sort of story. My grandparents they put coins in. It controls whether they're pink or blue.
So Rich is saying that his grandparents put copper coins in the soil by the hydrangeas, which controls whether they're pink or blue. So depending on how many coins you put?
To do the pH of the soil.
Okay. So any comments about hydrangeas and copper coins? Welcome. Okay. Just shake out again a little bit. And let's do the knees as well. So hands just above the knees, and we'll rotate the knees. So looking a few feet ahead, just relaxing the neck. I've had some problems with my back. It's not great for it. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going the other way.
You always do qigong in bare feet.
No. So Rich is asking whether I always do qigong in bare feet, but no, if it's cold, I'll wear socks. But I've got the mat here as well, which keeps my feet warm as well. I like being in bare feet, so I can. Or if I do outside, then maybe some sort of plimsoll. Do 5 more. Okay. Oh. Just shaking out. Okay. And let's just come to the resting position. So right hand below the belly button, left hand on top. And just relaxing. Where did your grandparents live, Richard?
The Wirral.
The Wirral. That's Liverpool. Is that up?
Near Liverpool.
Near Liverpool.
Little peninsula.
Oh, yeah. Oh. My grandparents lived around there too, like Fleetwood.
Where?
Fleetwood is where my grandparents came from.
Is that on the Wirral?
I think it might be. Or a bit further up. Maybe it's not on the Wirral. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody knows. Well, somebody will know. So So whereabouts did your grandparents live in, like in a town or a village or?
A seaside town
Called?
Hoylake and West Kirby.
Hoylake in West Kirby. There's is that where it's a famous golf course there in Hoylake?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Open came from there
Ah.
about 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Called the Royal Liverpool.
Could well be the Royal Liverpool Golf Club. Could be, yeah. And let's come into Wuchi. So hands by the sides, arms slightly rounded, space beneath the armpits. Just nice, relaxed. Fingers spread a little bit. If Richard does this again, maybe you could bring in the Mozart concerts you listen to, and we could do a Mozart version of Qigong. Yeah. I'm not sure how the sound quality would be, but okay. So we're working on all of the elements in Wuchi. It's good for if you can't sleep. Qigong's quite good. I couldn't sleep last night. It's a bit antsy and just did 10 minutes Qigong.
You got out of bed?
Yep, got out of bed, even got out of bed.
Sometimes you say you can do certain moves.
Oh yeah, in bed, yeah. You can just do the resting position in bed, or actually you can do a lot. You can do metal in bed. Just do prostrate metal and prostrate wood, fire. You can do definitely those ones you can do in bed.
So what did you do last night? You got up. Did you do the?
Yeah, I got up. I did the warm up. I swung the arms for a while, a few minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then I did Wuchi. I warmed up the hips. Wuchi and wood, I think. That's as much energy. Oh no, maybe metal. I'd had some quite bready sort of. I'd had some sort of bready feta and spinach thing, and yeah, that didn't quite agree with me. I think.
This feeling would wake me up.
Qigong. I think what I find is it moves the energy. So it means if I do it, if I can't sleep, it just maybe feels like my energy's a bit stuck or something. So then it kind of gets my energy flowing a little bit, and then I'm fine. Clears the mind a bit maybe as well.
So it worked.
It definitely worked. Every time I've done it, it's worked. Richard makes very good homemade jam. I had some homemade raspberry and summer fruit jam. Very good. Okay, so let's come into, so we're earthing the mind, so let's come into the earth position. So hands in front, facing down. Enough space between the hands for another hand to pass through. Knees bent, kind of above the feet. You want the hips in a neutral position, so the pelvis not thrust forward or bum sticking out, somewhere in between. And just relaxing, looking ahead. So next week I'll be away, and Jayaka will be doing the Qigong. I'll be interested to see how you get on with Jayaka. I think he's a bit tougher than I am. Testing the edge. One is testing the edge, and the other is building strength. I think we've called the other one, because I think he just a little bit. Don't know what. He's a bit more manly than I am, Jayaka. I think he's a bit of a man's man. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. But I like doing classes with him, but I definitely feel he tests my edge a bit.
I don't know, he seemed fairly gentle with Vajrasana.
Really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was. I thought he was actually. In the last retreat that we were on together with him, it was a bit more gentle. I think he'll be doing the brocade a bit as well, so a bit of movement.
What does the word brocade mean?
I'm not sure.
It sounds like some sort of haberdashery.
It sounds like, yeah.
Something to do with fabric.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah. I'd have to look it up. No, it's a bit stuffy in here. Richard's getting hot. He's already wilting. You know? Last night was the final night of the. I guess some of you might be interested in football. It's the final night of the championship season. Very sad. Very. Yeah, my dad's team's Brentford, and they just missed out on automatic promotion. That's dukkha. That's suffering, or of a sort. It's not huge suffering, I guess.
How about your team?
My team's Tottenham. Tottenham's doing all right.
I'm in my kitchen. This is where.
There you go.
Get a glass of water.
This is where Richard would duck out if he was at home. Do you have a football team, Richard?
No, I was born in Liverpool, so as a kid I supported Liverpool. Then we moved to Bristol, so it was Bristol Rovers.
Okay. So Richard was born in Liverpool, so he started out as a Liverpool fan, and then, unfortunately for him, moved to Bristol, where I think Bristol Rovers not quite as good. Anyway, still a good team though. Nice kid, Bristol Rovers.
My dad used to take me along to watch them play.
Ah.
I think I found it really boring.
Right. You're saying he found watching Bristol Rovers very boring, but that was probably more to football than Bristol Rovers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just shake out. Let's do a little bit of kind of moving. So just sort of just swing the arms. Keep looking ahead. And if you want, you can just tap the chest with one hand. Alternatively, I won't do that too much. It'll just aggravate the mic probably. And then you can have the feet slightly wider apart and just swing the arms, tap the shoulders. I'll stop doing that as well. I quite like that one. It's quite nice. Okay. And just come to rest. We're just looking for any messages.
Any rugby fans? Ask Paul.
What's that?
Any rugby fans?
Any rugby fans?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Let's come out into. Not really. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Was that Paul Perrin?
Paul was asking.
Oh yeah. So Paul might be a rugby fan. Let us know, Paul, if you are. But I went to a rugby playing school, so I grew up watching the Five Nations in the, I guess that would have been 70s, 80s, when Wales were just so good. I loved Gareth Edwards. He was my hero, or one of them.
You're quite sporty, aren't you?
Yeah. So we're just saying I'm quite sporty. My family's very sporty. I kind of grew up sporty. I wasn't particularly good at rugby, but I did like that Welsh team. And then Ireland was very good for a while.
Rugby league?
Rugby league, not really. One of my best friends at university was from Lee, supported. I think his whole family were Lee Rugby League football club.
Wigan.
Lee is near Bolton. Yeah, which is near Wigan. Yeah. And my cousins are big. They're big rugby league. They're from Hull, so they supported one of the Hull teams. Like the whole family, crazy about Hull FC or Hull.
So sort of family oriented.
Yeah, I think it is. And it was televised, wasn't it? Back in the day, it would be on just terrestrial telly on Saturday afternoon. So this is metal. I didn't say that already. So it's for the lungs. I wonder whether Adriana likes any sport. My guess is not particularly. Let us know, Adriana, whether you're into a sport. But Adriana's a writer and she's part of the Poetry East team, so I imagine she loves poetry. Which we of course love poetry too, don't we, Richard? We're multifaceted. Richard just went, ow. So you just can relax the shoulders and breathe into any tension. It's a lot easier to do Qigong if your mind's sort of busy doing something else. So it's probably a lot easier for me chatting away and so forth.
I normally curse a bit.
Do you? Richard says he curses quite a lot when he does it on his own.
Paul used to play second row at school and safety steward at 2 London clubs.
Oh, right. So Paul's saying he used to play second row and was or is a safety steward. Well, I guess was at 2 London clubs. I'm just wondering. I have met Paul, but I can't remember. I can't quite put a face to. I know we went and had a greasy calf lunch.
Second row.
Second, so I imagine Paul must be quite big and quite tall. So you can correct us if we're wrong, but I can imagine he must be quite bulky and safety steward. And to be a safety steward, I imagine you've got to be no nonsense as well. So I'm not. Yeah, let's be careful around Paul.
I heard my name, but can't hear what you said.
Ah.
Builders outside my window. Anyway.
So Adriana's got builders outside her window and couldn't catch. Excuse me, I'm sneeze. Couldn't catch the reference to her name. I was just saying. I was wondering whether you're interested in sport at all, Adriana. Paul used to play second row. Which London clubs did you steward at, Paul? Can you get us tickets?
Paul says, I'm not anymore.
Not anymore. Being bulky. Oh yeah. Did you play rugby, Richard?
I didn't enjoy it, but I did a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Was hooker.
Richard was a hooker. I can imagine. Throwing the ball to the liner and yeah, hooking the ball back and probably being pretty devious in the scrums. I also played hooker when I played rugby and scrum half. So Gareth Evans was my hero because he was a scrum half.
Saracens and Harlequins.
Wow.
Years ago now.
Oh right, okay. So Paul was a steward at Saracens and Harlequins, so that's pretty big London clubs. Yeah. Okay, let's shake hands. There's a guy who used to work here who's now, I think he's a mindfulness coach at Harlequins. So if you notice Harlequins being particularly mindful when they're playing rugby, it's partly down to the London Buddhist Centre. Okie doke, let's come back to Wuchi whilst we decide what to do next. That's great. I don't know. Oh, maybe the mindfulness thing. Let's do the energy ball. So if you're, so this is sort of different for men and women. You can do it like this or not. It's up to you. So traditionally, for the man, the left hand would be on top, right hand underneath, and you can just play around with until you feel the edge of the energy ball. If you're a woman, traditionally the right hand would be on top. I'm not going to cause a controversy, but so it's basically up to you whether you want to do it like that. But that's the traditional Chinese way, I think, to do with yin yang. So I'll stick with that. So yeah, just try and find the edge of the ball and then just hold the energy ball. Maybe the energy rugby ball. Sometimes you see like the Buddhas holding vajras, like I guess it's the equivalent of that. Maybe Harlequins are looking for a qigong outlet. Talking about poetry, there's I think Jory Graham's just been an interview that Maitreya Bandit did with Jory Graham. Just been posted on YouTube, and I was here for that live. I thought it was so good live. I'm not sure how it translates as a kind of YouTube recording, but yeah, I really liked her. I thought she was probably at least a year ago she was here. But I really liked how she talked about poetry and how she got into it, and she had quite an interesting life as well, like American, but I think her father was an ambassador or something, so she grew up in Rome, was involved with the riots in Paris. It's one of my favourite things. Do you like doing the energy ball, Richard?
I feel I want to move it.
He wants to move the energy ball. It's a bit of a theme with Richard, wanting to move. Okay, let's accommodate him. He's come all the way across the road to do the take. So we'll move the ball. So we'll just rotate it. So with one breath we kind of rotate, small pause, and then on the other breath we kind of go back. So it was described to me like twisting the top of a jar. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But I wouldn't overthink it. I'm going on solitary retreat next week, so I'm thinking about what poetry book to take. Well, I will take some poetry. I'm not quite sure what I'll take. I'm going to take a book on spiritual friendship by a Cistercian. I don't know when he was around, 13th century abbot called Elred Arrivo. I'm looking forward to that. I was quite into the Cistercians and the friars when I was at school studying them.
What is their thing, the Cistercians? Do they have a...
Richard's asking what the Cistercians think. I'm not sure I can't quite remember Cistercians, but I guess, did you start with you had the Benedictines? So Franciscans were friars. Cistercians were monastic order. So I imagine Cistercian would have been a reformed monastic. I can't remember, such a long time ago. I can't remember what their thing was, but I remember really liking them. I like old monasteries. Pranayamanas, a friend of mine went down to Kent, I think last weekend, stopped off at an old, I can't remember what it's called, an abbey or nunnery. But there's often quite a really peaceful atmosphere there, I think.
Was the poetry interview a few weeks ago?
No,
that was the...
Yeah, the Jory Graham, the actual interview happened quite a while ago. A few weeks ago, it was Dan Burt, I think. Dan Burt, that was, unfortunately, the sound wasn't great for parts of it, but I thought he was interesting. He was one whose father was a hitman. No, his uncle was a hitman for the mafia, and whose mother was, I think, a mafia princess or something like that. Well, I don't know. That's probably not quite accurate, but he was really interesting. I couldn't quite hear his poetry, unfortunately. I'd like to kind of get into some of it. Okay, and then we'll just spend a few minutes just with the other hand on top. quite nice for me having Richard here so I can chat away and time goes a bit quicker.
I'm a bit too chatty. I'm trying to shut up a bit.
Oh yeah, he's saying he's trying to shut up a bit. You're probably thinking, finally. Maybe Paul can he can write in his greatest rugby moment. If not this time, next time. Let us know what your proudest moment was. I'm trying to think if I had any. I think I won the tackling cup at school. I'm not sure I did. Anyway. Okay, let's shake hands. And just come to hands on the belly. Yeah, so just a reminder, so next week it'll be Jayaka. Following week, the summer retreat will start. It starts on the Sunday, the summer retreat. So do look into that. I was talking to my girlfriend last night about the charity, the appeals I give at the end of. Well, actually, I wasn't. She just brought it up, and I think she was accusing me of being mean and being hypocritical, sort of asking for money. But I'm sure that's not true, not entirely anyway. But yeah, we do rely on donations to. Well, not entirely on donations actually, but to quite a fair degree, just to keep the centre going and do what we do. So if you can click on the link, which Richard will post, and donate something, we'd really appreciate it. And at the moment, I think we were starting to lose about £10,000 from our reserves in the next few months. So any help would be much appreciated. Okay, and just final shake out. And we can just gather in the energy. So on the in-breath, gathering up the energy. Left hand on top of the right. And then to the left. And then to the right. This is like licking the plate clean, I think of it as. Just making sure we don't throw away any energy we've accumulated. And then swimming the hands to the kidneys and giving them a nice rub. You can bounce a bit if you want. And then breathe in. And again. And breathing in. And then rubbing the hands together. And massaging the neck. Great. So yeah, thanks to Richard again. I hope you have a good rest of the day and a good week next week, and maybe see you the week after that. Okay, bye-bye.